My oh my, just when we thought it couldn't get any crazier with the whole 3AC situation, the full story is laid out in front of us with the court filings. Literally thousands of pages that were laid out on the entire 3AC situation. We got everything from how the fund was structured, their behind-the-scenes operations, their correspondence with different exchanges, traders, etc. And they had their hands in literally everything from token founders to investors to crypto lenders, all of the above. In some way 3AC owed money, which is pretty insane. And we have an amazing thread that was put together by Wazzy Lawyer on crypto Twitter. Definitely give him a follow. He does a fantastic job around summarizing the whole 3AC situation in a thread that we're going to go over in this video. So this thread is pretty long, so I'm going to start reading through and kind of breaking down what exactly is meant at some of the points that might be a little confusing. If you've been following along, this does a really good job at like connecting the dots from like all the previous videos that I've made in regards to 3AC. So definitely an awesome thread that does a great job of summarizing everything for us, because man, it's like to try to connect it all, it's like insane. I mean, there's just so many ways it's all interconnected, and that was part of the problem. And part of the issue that liquidators are facing now is how connected are they? Who exactly do they owe money? Because they might owe them over here, but they lent to them over here. It's like just this whole weird interconnectedness. So anyways, we're going to dive into the thread. There's also some clarifying pieces when I was talking about in my last Sue and Kyle video, TPS Capital. That was something that was brought up there. Apparently, I was using the New York City. I looked it up on the New York City's Secretary of State site. Apparently, it's based out of Singapore, I guess. I'm not sure if they have a branch in New York City or if that's just entirely a different TPS Capital. But we're going to go more into TPS in this thread. Had a chance to skim through the documents. Interesting points, which I will go through in more detail. The yacht. This one's funny, man. The yacht is hilarious. Why 3AC went under. Kyle and Sue being uncooperative, and Tai Ping Shan. So that is TPS Capital, is Tai Ping Shan. That's what TPS stands for. Firstly, this document is a filing in the Singapore High Court for recognition of the BVI liquidation proceedings. It is incredibly meaty because it essentially gives us an update as of July 9th, 2022 by the liquidators. Big thank you to whoever leaked it. It is exceptionally long because it attaches other court filings, which in turn attach other court filings, etc. Some of it is a bit repetitive, so fairly safe to scroll through most of it. Many affidavits from pissed off creditors, but there are some gems there. The most fun gem is the yacht, which features in the liquidator's application and heavily in blockchain.com's affidavit. Sue and Kyle were very proud of it. Kyle reportedly intended for it to be larger than any yacht owned even by Singapore's richest billionaires. So this whole yacht thing just cracks me up, right? Because it seems like in their final days, that was the most important thing above all else to them, was getting this yacht. And they're literally only a couple months away from getting it, and then all this blows up, and now they're not going to have any money to buy the yacht. It's it kind of cracks me up just how much this yacht has played into everything. You would think this yacht, so what, it's a yacht, they're just going to sell it, liquidate it. But you can tell that Kyle and Sue were just obsessing over this thing. They wanted the yacht to flaunt their wealth so bad, so much so that they were going to finance the whole thing, used money that they didn't have to put a down payment on the thing. Just kind of cracks me up. Except they paid for it with borrowed funds and made a down payment for it even while things were collapsing around them. Yep, according to blockchain.com's affidavit, these guys paid for a yacht while defaulting on their lenders. Again, it's just literally salt in the wound if you are one of their creditors. These people are going out of business, they're losing tons of money, and then they take the money you owe them and put a down payment on a yacht. Cracks me up, man. It literally is just total greed. It just cracks me up. The yacht is due to be delivered in Italy in the next 2 months, but Sue had already gone around flexing it. I guess the yacht is going to be up for sale. Please, can someone start the DAO to purchase it? That'd be hilarious. So, if crypto created a DAO to buy the yacht, Oh my lord, could you imagine? Now that we are done with this done with the ridiculousness of the yacht, the next interesting point is the commentary around how 3AC got to this position. It looks like the Terra collapse completely destroyed them. Based on the liquidator and Kyle's own affidavits, exposure was about $600 million US. But despite this, 3AC were clearly lying to their investors and the market as to the extent of their exposure. There are some text message exchanges between 3AC and their investors where investors asked if 3AC were wrecked by Terra, and they assured investors that they were fine, which was totally not true. Now, the liquidators also said that Kyle and Sue have not been good boys. They cited some slightly iffy transactions DRB found. So, they moved $31.6 million in stables to Taiping Shan, again TPS Capital, moved another 10K ETH to Aave from FTX, moved 10.9 in stables, 10.9 million in stables from, to an unknown address. So it sounds like they're moving a lot of money around to themselves, getting it on decentralized platforms because, again, no court order can get the money back that's in a private wallet that they are the ones holding the private seed phrases to. So if they hold the seed phrase, then again, it doesn't matter what the court does. If they can't get their hands on the ledger or whatever's holding it, then there's no way to move that money. On top of this, Kyle and Sue put 3AC into liquidation without telling any of the shareholders or creditors and ghosted until the 6th of July, 2022. Their office was also locked and abandoned when liquidators showed up, tried to enter. Eventually, Kyle and Sue's lawyers got in touch. So the liquidators, the people who were in charge of liquidating all the fund's assets and paying back creditors, couldn't get into the office when they showed up. And eventually, they were contacted by Kyle and Sue's lawyers. But they weren't very helpful. They set up an introductory call with Kyle and Sue, who allegedly attended their video was off, they were on mute and said absolutely nothing, even though questions were fielded at them. So they were being asked questions, but they had their video literally off, muted, not talking at all, and not contributing at all and helping in any way. It was totally just based on their lawyers were the ones doing all the communication. Liquidators asked for access to the Singapore office, and the lawyers said that there were no 3AC docs there. So 3AC's lawyers said that there's no docs in our headquarters office that would relate to this. How ridiculous. Liquidator was like, LOL, there are literal photos of documents for 3AC, and the lawyers tried to say that the Singapore office was for the management company only. Liquidators pressed on and pointed out that obviously the management company would receive documents for 3AC, a point which was accepted by the law firm. Still didn't get access, though. It looks like Definance are controlling their own asset or their own wallet, as is Vince Van Doe and unknown individuals who control the Warbler portfolio. I genuinely wonder what happens if the unknown individual, or VVD, simply do not surrender the assets in their wallets, since they aren't exactly identifiable. Honestly, feel bad for them and Definance to get wrecked by 3AC's terrible fund structure. Now, finally, the mystery that is Taiping Shan TPS. This name has showed up a bit in some news sources, but the one named in the filings is a Cayman's entity, which is indirectly owned by Sue and Kyle's wife, as majority shareholder structure below. So, this TPS Capital is like, again, this kind of bounces off my last video. I really feel like it's a shell company. They have filings all over the place. To me, it obviously seems like a place that they're moving money through to themselves privately, so that they can continue to live. So anyways, I think that this whole TPS thing, again, we keep digging into it, but at this point it's getting pretty obvious what it is, and it shows the breakdown structure. If you remember, TPS Capital tried to say that they were independently run and had nothing to do with the 3AC situation, essentially. Well, you can see here the organizational chart. You got Sue's 42%, Chen Kelly, I'm not sure who she is. I believe she's a wife of one of them, either Sue or Cal Davies. I can't exactly remember. And then this is the breakdown structure. So obviously Sue is a big owner in the company, and so the connection, the fact that they were trying to deny a connection between the two is just ridiculous, especially when you have the logo and it looks like this. I mean, it literally looks the same. You got 3 mountains, 3 arrows, same color pattern. This is just ridiculous that they would even try to like pretend that they weren't connected.
Same, but different, but still same.
Now, honestly, this entity is shrouded in mystery. CoinDesk did an article on TPS Capital, the Singapore registered subsidiary, which is owned by Taiping Shan Limited and 3 Lucky Charms Ltd. You see the common narrative here. Three. Okay, we got TPS, which has 3 mountains in its logo. You've got 3 Arrows Capital, 3 arrows in the thing, 3 Lucky Charms. It's all 3. It just cracks me up that they would put this pattern in their businesses. I mean, even if you had nothing else to connect them, I mean, when your name and your logo look identical, it just cracks me up. How the TPS group operates is unknown. Apparently, TPS Capital used to be the OTC trading desk of 3AC, but what exactly TPS Limited, the Cayman parent company, does is unknown. Is it just a holding company? Who are these shareholders? And most importantly, why the hell did 3AC send over $31 million to TPS Limited when shit fell apart? This isn't the OTC trading desk they sent it to, by the way. This is the parent company, which they own 52% of. So TPS Capital is owned by Taiping Shan Limited. Again, it's just a way to hide ownership, and in this case, you're not tricking anybody. You know, Sue owns Taiping Shan, who owns TPS Capital, so they just put a layer in between, essentially. Now, looking at the filings, Taiping Shan only shows up in one document, a demand by Morena. And here's the interesting bit. 3AC was a guarantor for Taiping Shan Limited's obligations to Marina under a master loan agreement. Why was 3AC guaranteeing a loan made by TPS Limited? Again, this isn't the OT desk. This is the parent company that owns part of the OTC desk. As for the $31 million plus that was sent to Taiping Shan Limited, nobody knows where it is or where it has went. It looks like the liquidators are going to have a lot of fun figuring out what the relationship between Taiping Shan and 3AC and its founders. As always, I am Hentai Penguin in a suit. None of this is legal, financial, moral, or religious advice. All of this has been provided for entertainment purposes only. So I thought that was a really good thread from Wazi, breaking down exactly what we know so far. Again, these filings are thousands of pages. There's a couple other good threads that I'll probably make a video on as well, that go into more detail about what Wazi lawyer is talking about here. But this is a 10,000-foot view, a breakdown of it. Again, a lot of the shadowiness happens with this TPS Capital, Taiping Shan, and a couple other like holding companies essentially that 3AC, Suzu, Cal Davies appear to own. And we just got word too that Suzu is filing against 3AC, trying to get money out of 3AC himself personally. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous now. It's clear that he's trying to drain as much money from the fund as he possibly can to himself personally and try to get out of here essentially scot-free. Does he have a lot of money left? Yes, there's a lot of money in the fund, and if he can get that directed at himself, he can. I mean, he's got plenty to live on in that case. He owns lots of property, things like that. Now, those will probably get liquidated, but whatever he gets into the crypto space and into private wallets of his own, I mean, that's going to be really hard to get a hold of, and based on the whole Singapore, the way Singapore is set up, I believe it's also hard for liquidators to penetrate bank accounts he holds in Singapore. I believe that they're private. They don't even know how many he has and what is in them. I'm not entirely sure on the legal structure of that. But again, I wanted to go over this thread with you guys. It seems like it's going to segue into a lot more. I think things are going to get real interesting now that the court case is fully underway, because we are going to see everything. I mean, this 1,000-page legal filing that we saw basically shows everything, and so we're going to see, I think, more threads like this continue to come out, and I will continue to cover them as they do. As always, guys, if this is your first time to the channel, please like and subscribe so you can continue to follow along with the story, and we can take this crypto journey together. I will see you guys next time.